Well, we are trying our second mini concert. We are in northern Michigan, Traverse City, Michigan to be exact, in a relatively cool church.
It's actually the church we got married in.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, almost 12 years ago.
It's amazing how time flies. Yeah, so we're just going to share a handful of songs and hopefully do that before our fingers get stiff and cold.
I wanted to read a passage from Psalm 20, or actually just the 23rd Psalm. It was actually the inspiration behind the hymn that we're going to share. So I'm reading from New King James. It says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." This is an old hymn called "My Shepherd Will Supply My Need." I'm just going to do a couple verses from it. It's been really meaningful to me recently. My shepherd will supply my need. Jehovah is his name. In pastures fresh he makes me feed beside the living stream. He brings my wandering spirit back when I forsake his ways, and leads me for his mercy's sake in paths of truth and grace. The sure provisions of my God attend me all my days. Oh, may thy house be my abode, and all my work be praise. There would I find a settled rest, while others go and come. No more a stranger or a guest, but like a child at home. No more a stranger or a guest, but like a child at home.
Such a good song.
So yesterday, we had just the opportunity to wander around the property I grew up on. I grew up on 80 acres here in northern Michigan. And we took 2 walks with my parents and with Eliza. And it was just so nice. It was refreshing. It was relaxing. I don't think I've felt that relaxed in a very long time. But just being outside in nature, hearing the birds sing, reliving memories of my childhood as we wandered around in familiar places was just really nice. And I just really appreciated it. And just felt restored by the time outside. It was really, I think, a necessary thing, and Eliza slept great because she walked most of the way. Anyway, so this song is about resting, and it's a song that probably a lot of you know, Rest a While. Wrote it for my dad and a friend of mine, and just recognizing so much that I actually need the message of the song as well, because I'm my father's daughter. I work hard and struggle with allowing there to be space in my heart and in my mind to just actually rest and trust in God. And I think just recently, with everything that's happened with our tour being canceled and life being in upheaval, there's just a sense of uncertainty and fear that I've dealt with, even dreading the future a bit, and then just recognizing that God is inviting me just to be present in today, because today is a gift, and to believe that He's good and faithful even when life is uncertain, because life is uncertain here. So anyway, just been kind of processing this myself recently, and just really wanting to enter into the rest, to just come and lay my burdens at His feet. So I hope that if you feel kind of anxious and afraid or just uncertain, I pray that this song can speak to you. Rest a while, weary child, in the mighty arms of God. Lay your head upon His chest, close your eyes and simply rest. He knows all that you need. He has heard, He has seen. So come and lay your burdens down, and let His love surround and hold you. Rest a while, driven child, in the shelter of His wings. They have been a place of refuge to both homeless and kings. Rest assured, He knows your needs. He is the giver of good things, from ages past through eternity. He's promised to provide for you. For you are His precious treasure. He loves you without measure. You are His delight, priceless in His sight. And wherever you may go, may you always know the tender love of God for you, never failing, ever true. The tender love of God for you, never failing, ever true. Rest a while, broken child, in the healing hands of God. Hands that hold the railing's fears, will wipe away your tears. He who makes all things new will do the same for you. He is faithful, good and true, and He's promised to restore you. For you are His precious treasure. He loves you without measure. You are His delight, priceless in His sight. And wherever you may go, may you always know the tender love of God for you, never failing, ever true. The tender love of God for you, never failing, ever
you are sending us messages, it looks like we're using our phone, and it's a ways away from us, so we're not ignoring you. We'll read through the comments and connect with you guys later. We've been sharing this song. We were sharing this song on our tour, and it's been a good song of challenge. It's kind of a heavy song, but it would give us so much freedom and peace if we could just really internalize the thoughts. I grew up in a church where I didn't recognize that other people had problems. I felt like everybody was pretty much had it together, and which is fine when you have it together, but when you don't have it together, you feel like a weirdo or the sore thumb in the group, or you're afraid that they'll find out that you're messed up, and that was my situation as a teen, and just feeling like I was just uniquely broken. But how different it would be, in our, you could say our homes as well as our churches, if we didn't hide, if we didn't act like we were fine when we weren't. And I'm not talking about not controlling our moods and attitudes. I'm talking more about just the issues we have with being honest. Vulnerable, like letting ourselves be seen. So I struggled with pornography and different things like that I wanted help, but I didn't know who to talk to. And part of it is the fact that there was never anybody ever talking about anything other than maybe impatience being the worst sin that ever existed among us. And I know that that's not the case now. As an adult, we're all really pretty universally broken with a lot of the same things. So this song, it's about that kind of issue, and it's about the battle that a person has with, they can recognize a lot of brokenness, but they don't want to admit that it's there. They don't want to admit that they themselves struggle with sometimes even believing in God in the low times. But I love this. Andy Gullhorn is the writer. If you guys aren't familiar with his music, he's a great songwriter. He's one of our favorites to listen to. Really inspiring. He wrote this song, and I love how he ended it. That the lives of people that aren't hiding anymore, which is really just evidence of us believing the gospel, believing that Jesus is the one that makes us free, believing that Jesus is the one that gives us our value. We're no longer playing that game trying to get people's accolades and approval. But when your life has Jesus in it like that, where we're not afraid of people anymore or a spectator of ourselves, then our lives are marked with freedom and peace, and that's what we each want. But I challenge you, it's a challenge to us to not hide. And I hope that's the case for you too. The song's called I Haven't Either. Well, have you ever been so selfish that you let your baby cry while you finished up a video game? I haven't either. That's pretty bad. Have you ever stretched the truth, telling stories to your friends so they'd be a little bit more amazed? I haven't either. Well, I'd never do that. There are some people out there who aren't completely sincere. What they show in the daylight is not exactly what's inside. It's a form of protection from being rejected. You and I can be so glad we are not like that. Well, have you ever made a promise to yourself 1,000 times just to break it over and over again? I haven't either. Only people with problems do that kind of thing. Have you been so full of doubt that you just can't pray to God because you wonder if He even exist. I haven't either. But there are some people out there who aren't completely sincere. What they show in the daylight is not exactly what's inside. It's a form of protection from being rejected. You and I can be so glad that we are not like that. But who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? I am just like that. No, I'm only kidding. Have you ever felt compelled to get a weight off your chest, but can't follow through because you are ashamed? Well, I've heard that you can tell the ones who truly open up because their lives are marked with freedom and with peace. And I don't have either. No, I haven't either. I'm thankful that God does promise that freedom and peace. We trust Him. It's pretty neat being in this. If you didn't tune in at the very beginning, this is the church that we're sitting in, is the one that we got married almost 12 years ago. It'll be 12 years this June.
June 9th.
June 9th. And, you know, it's a fight. It's a battle to stick through the hard things. Like we had a rough couple of years.
Last couple, yeah.
Yeah, and we spent some time getting some counseling this last week. It's been really good for us. Just rebuilding the pathways to love and to respect, and rekindling love and affection. And it's been a fun journey. It's nice to be back in northern Michigan where I found this girl too. This song, I'm going to share another song written by another person. His name is Josh Garrels. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not. If not, he's got some really good stuff. This song is one that he wrote called Ulysses, and it's just a really good song on commitment based off of an old novel, but I hope you are blessed by this.
It's cold in here.
Yeah, it's a little chilly in here. It might be changing a little bit of tune. I try never to do this in a concert, but since this is just Facebook Live, I can do it. Holding on to hope that one day this could be made right. 'Cause I've been shipwrecked and left for dead, and I've seen the darkest sides. Everyone I've loved seems like a stranger in the night. But oh, my heart still burns, tells me to return and search the fading light.
until I find my love. Trouble has beset my ways, and wicked winds have blown. The sirens call my name, they say they'll ease my pain and break me on the stone. True love is the burden that will carry me back home, carry me with the memories of the beauty I have known. I'm sailing home to you. I won't be long. By the light of moon, I will press on. So tie me to the mast of this old ship and point me home before I lose the one I love, before my chance is gone. I wanna hold her in my arms.
We are going to be trying to do a few more of these. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off this week the way we would like to, but stay tuned on our posts, and we'll notify you if we're doing any more live stream stuff.
We didn't notify anybody about this one simply because we didn't know what our situation was going to be. So
Yeah.
we had to figure out if it was going to work or not.
Yeah, we had to make sure that we wouldn't flop. And the reality was we probably would have not made it on time because we had some complications we had to work through with equipment junk. Anyway, I just want to say a thank you for those of you. We've just had an amazing experience with the tour ending, which is really our only form of income. In the last couple of years, I've been recording an album and not touring very much. It's been really tight, and we're just like, man, God, how are you going to take care of us? Like, we know in our heads that God is our provider and he will care for us. Like, we can say that, we can repeat that as a Christian. We know that's the thing we should say. But when you're in these situations, just like, how's
You
this?
just lost months of tour and income, and
Yeah, and you're like, this isn't how I expect it to work. So God obviously is restricted to the same ways of taking care of us that we are, and that's not true. And through the last month and a half, really, we have experienced an old story. There's a prophet that fled into the wilderness because of a drought, and God told him to go there, and he was beside this brook, and he drank water, and now where's he going to get his food from? That's kind of like, I'm sure he maybe had the question mark run through his mind, maybe not, but for me, I would have, and ravens started showing up, bringing him his food. Bizarre, crazy, but I believe it to be true, and we got the same experience where just kindness of people, just people randomly showing up with sending in money to us, or donating through our website or any other ways. Just even people buying music and even saying, "Hey, I just know you guys need some support, and I wanted to just buy all your CDs and share them." Like things like that. It just really meant a lot.
yeah.
And this isn't comments of thank yous because I'm trying to plant the seed for you, because I'll get around to asking for that. But I'm just really grateful.
Yeah.
First to God that He has been faithful to take care of us, but also for those of you that have been the ravens that God has been sending. It's just been a blessing.
Yeah, it's encouraged us. It's really affirmed us too, I think, because we were just wondering, should we just quit this? Should we go find something a little bit more stable and normal? And this has really affirmed
Yeah.
of the calling, and yeah, we feel really blessed.
Yeah, and encouraged. And if you are interested, if you enjoy this, maybe you haven't heard much of our music or something, you can find, I'll be posting a picture here on the same Facebook page, but our website, M for Matt, J for Josie, Minikus, MINIKUS.com. That's our website. On there you can find where you can donate as well as listen to our music. There's other ways and stuff. You're welcome to contact us. But we hope doing these little mini concerts can be a blessing. It's certainly something that's good for us just to be able to let out. God intends us to use our gifts and share to hopefully encourage other people. It's like breathing. We need to exhale. We can't just inhale.
Yeah.
We got one more song, just a simple song of Josie's that she wrote.
So I wrote this when I was about 17 years old. I have always struggled with anxiety at different levels throughout my life, and this was a little gift to me from God at that point in time. And honestly, I haven't played it since we recorded it, which was a long time ago. So
Like almost a decade ago.
yeah, so I had to relearn it, and hopefully I remember what I relearned while we're singing this one, but it's called Peace. And I just think there's a beautiful scripture that says, "Peace I leave with you, and my peace I give unto you, not as the world gives, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." And I also think of another scripture that just talks about, don't be anxious about anything, but instead present all your requests to God, and just let the peace of God, do its work in your heart. So anyway, it's been a journey for me. It's a lifelong journey, obviously, for me. And I hope it just encourages your heart, too. Every heart longs for peace, that elusive and priceless release, a place where the soul is finally resting, even in the testing. I find peace from learning to love you. I find peace when I'm letting you lead. I find peace when I praise you, when I'm following your plans for me. And I find peace in your acceptance. I find peace when I'm down on my knees. I find peace in the promises that you are meeting my every need. Lord, you are meeting my every need.
May that be the peace that will accompany you this week. And just trust Him, trust God that He will care for you and He will take care of you. I'm sure many of you are going through different types of anxieties and stresses and worries. These things are not worth thinking about, but we can think about a God because He promises to give that peace. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And we will be hopefully notifying you of a future time when we know that we can make it happen at the right time. Anyway, blessings. Thank you so much.